The alien generals were proud. After years of research, they had finally created the perfect weapon. It was tall, almost 12 feet high. Its metal body shined like silver, and its eyes glowed red in the dark. It had claws sharp enough to cut through steel and a voice like thunder. They called it Unit 7, but the humans would soon call it something else, Titan. The plan was simple. Send the monster to Earth. Let it walk into the human base. Let it scare them. Let it show them what the Galactic Union was capable of. No more war. No more resistance. Just fear. The monster arrived on Earth inside a massive drop pod. It landed in the middle of a desert base in Nevada. Dust flew everywhere. Sirens screamed. Soldiers ran. Cameras rolled. The world was watching. Inside the command room, 3 humans stood ready. Sergeant Jake Mitchell, a tough U.S. Marine with scars on his arms and a calm face. Dr. Eva Lawson, a scientist from New York who studied alien tech and had a big brain behind a small smile. Pilot Marcus Gray, a funny guy from Texas who could fly anything, even a toaster with wings. They all stared at the screen as the pod opened. A deep, rumbling growl echoed across the desert. Then, it stepped out. "Holy crap," Marcus whispered. The monster took slow, heavy steps. Boom. 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 Each step made the ground shake. Dust blew off its shoulders. Its glowing eyes scanned the area. It growled again. Loud. Angry. Ready. The soldiers aimed their weapons. Some were shaking. Some were sweating. None of them fired. Jake stood still. His arms crossed. "Well," he said slowly, "they definitely didn't build that thing to deliver pizza." The room laughed nervously. Eva looked closer. "Wait, it's not attacking. It's waiting." The monster just stood there. Watching. Breathing. Like it was waiting for someone to make the first move. Jake made it. He walked outside. "Sir." "What are you doing?" shouted one of the officers. Jake ignored him. He walked across the sand, past the tanks, past the scared soldiers, right up to the monster. Everyone held their breath. Jake looked up at it. The monster looked down at him. And then, Jake smiled. "Hey, big guy," he said. "You lost." Silence. Then, something unexpected happened. The monster tilted its head. Like it was confused. Jake laughed. "You're not so scary. You look like my Uncle Fred. Big, ugly, and full of gas." More silence. Then the monster did something that made the alien generals scream in anger. It sat down. Right there, in the middle of the desert. Like a dog. Back in the alien ship, the generals were panicking. "What is it doing?" one of them shouted. "It was supposed to destroy their base. Why is it sitting?" But Jake didn't care about them. He looked at the big metal creature and said, "Can we keep it?" Eva and Marcus came outside too. Eva held up a scanner. "This thing, it's reading brainwaves. Emotions. It was designed to respond to fear." "But Jake, you weren't afraid." Jake shrugged. "Why would I be? It's just a big robot. Scary on the outside, sure. But maybe it's just lonely." The monster's red eyes blinked. Eva gasped. "It's learning. Fast." Marcus tossed a snack bar toward the monster. "Here, boy. You hungry?" The monster looked at the snack, then picked it up carefully and sniffed it. Jake laughed. "Guess they built themselves a puppy." Eva turned serious. "This changes everything. It didn't attack us. It chose not to. That means, it can choose." The alien generals were furious. One slammed his fist on the table. Send the command. Shut it down. Now. A signal was sent from the alien ship, aimed at the monster's mind. Inside its head, alarms rang. Code flashed. Orders repeated, destroy. 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 The monster stood up. Its eyes flashed red again. Jake stepped back. Uh-oh, said Marcus. I think they hit the kill button. But then. The monster looked at Jake. Then at the sky. Then back at Jake. It growled again. Louder. Soldiers raised their weapons. Eva shouted, wait. Wait. Don't fire. The monster roared. And then. It turned. It faced the alien signal in the sky. And it roared at them. Back on the ship, screens went black. Sparks flew. The general stepped back in shock. It rejected the command, one whispered. It chose, the humans. Jake stepped forward again. He looked up at the creature and said quietly, you really wanna stay with us, huh? The monster lowered its head slowly. A soft, strange sound came from its chest. Not a growl. Not a threat. Almost like, a purr. Eva smiled. It's not just a machine. It's alive. Jake grinned. Then let's treat it like one. He turned to the others. From now on, he said, we call him Titan. Titan stood tall in the desert, silent but alert. It had chosen the humans. The alien generals were in shock. They watched through their satellite feed, eyes wide and jaws tight. Their weapon, the weapon they spent 20 years building, was now acting like a pet dog for the enemy. This is impossible, one alien hissed. No, another said coldly. This is unacceptable. They started planning their next move. Back on Earth, things were weird. Titan followed Sergeant Jake Mitchell everywhere like a loyal shadow. It moved slow, careful not to step on anything. When someone pointed a gun at it, it just stared. When a bird landed on its shoulder, it stayed still. The humans weren't afraid anymore. Some even brought out their phones and started recording. Hashtag Titan Buddy started trending online. Memes flooded the internet. Alien monster? More like metal puppy. Built to kill, stayed to chill. The world was laughing at the Galactic Union. And the aliens were not laughing back. Inside the underground Earth base, Dr. Eva Lawson was running tests. She connected her scanner to Titan's chest plate. Wires and lights flickered as the data streamed in. This isn't normal AI, she said. It's advanced, almost emotional. It learns through interaction. It changes its own code based on how people treat it. Jake stood nearby, arms crossed. So you're saying the aliens made a killing machine that responds to kindness? Exactly. Eva tapped her tablet. The reason it bonded with you is because you didn't treat it like an enemy. You talked to it like a person. Jake looked at Titan. You were supposed to scare us, he said. But now you're our teammate. Titan made a low humming sound, like it understood. Eva turned serious. Jake, this thing is not just smart. It's dangerous. If someone else gets control of it. They won't, Jake interrupted. He's with us now. Meanwhile, high above Earth, the alien generals were preparing a second monster. Unit 8. Bigger. Colder. No emotions. Pure command-based control. This one won't fail, the lead general growled. Send it to Earth. And destroy the traitor. 2 nights later, something strange happened. Titan began shaking. Its red eyes blinked wildly. What's going on? Marcus asked. Jake rushed in. What's happening to him? Eva checked the readings. There's a signal. Same one from before. But stronger. Titan backed up, growling. He wasn't just reacting to the signal, he was afraid of it. Jake stepped forward. Talk to me, big guy. What do you feel? Titan's massive claw pointed upward. Marcus squinted at the sky. Something's coming. Alarms blared. A radar tech shouted, incoming object. Fast. Heavy. Impact in 60 seconds. Everyone moved. The base entered lockdown. Titan stood at the gate. Waiting. A massive drop pod smashed into the sand, just like Titans had before. The pod opened. Smoke poured out. From inside, a new monster stepped forward. It looked like Titan but worse. Twice the size. 4 arms. No mouth. No eyes. Just cold metal and pure destruction. Jake's voice was calm. That's not a puppy. Eva whispered, that's a hunter. The new monster let out a soundless pulse. Titan stumbled. His systems flickered. He's being jammed. Eva shouted. They designed the new one to shut him down. Titan struggled. He roared and charged. The two monsters collided with earth-shaking force. Claws smashed. Metal tore. Sparks flew. Titan fought with emotion, with loyalty. The new one fought with pure rage. They slammed each other into the desert floor, throwing sand into the sky. Inside the base, Eva shouted into her headset, he's losing power. If we don't help, he's going to fall. Jake made a choice. He grabbed his rifle and ran outside. Straight into the fight. Jake, what are you doing? Eva screamed. Jake didn't stop. He climbed onto Titan's back and shouted into the monster's audio port. Titan. Don't let them control you. You're better than what they made you. Titan paused. For a moment, everything froze. Then Titan's red eyes burned bright. He stood tall. Stronger. The new monster charged. But this time, Titan didn't step back. He roared and lifted the other monster over his shoulder, slamming it into the ground with a thunderous crash. The sand exploded. Titan ripped out the new monster's control core and crushed it in his claw. It was over. The Earth team ran out to the field. Titan stood there, chest sparking, but still standing. Jake looked up and smiled. You're full of surprises, aren't you? Titan didn't respond. Instead, he turned toward the sky again. There was something in his posture, something that said, this isn't over. Eva looked up at the stars. They sent one monster, she said, and we tamed it. Then they sent another, Marcus added, and we beat it. Jake clenched his fist. What are they gonna try next? Titan's chest opened slightly, revealing a hidden compartment. Inside, was a map. A star map. A path leading, not away from Earth, but to the Galactic Union homeworld. Eva's eyes widened. He wants us to come with him. Jake nodded. Then let's bring the fight to them. The desert was quiet again. Titan stood still, surrounded by broken metal and sand. His armor was damaged. Sparks flickered from his shoulder and legs. But his red eyes still glowed calm, steady, alive. Jake looked up at the giant and put a hand on its leg. You saved us again, buddy. Titan made a soft humming sound. Not a growl. Not a roar. Almost, like a thank you. Back at Earth base. Dr. Eva Lawson stared at the star map inside Titan's chest. It showed a direct path through multiple star systems, ending in red, Union Prime, the capital of the Galactic Union. She zoomed in on the data. This map isn't just a location, she said. It's full of weak points, ship lanes, energy routes, command hubs. Marcus leaned over. So you're saying this monster just handed us the Union's secret battle plans? Eva nodded. Not just handed. Offered. He wants us to go there. Jake crossed his arms. Why? Revenge. Eva shook her head. I think, he wants to stop what created him. That night, Jake sat alone with Titan outside the base. Stars filled the sky. He spoke softly. I don't know if you understand everything I'm saying, big guy. But if you do, I need to know. Titan's red eyes blinked slowly. Jake continued, you were built to destroy us. But you didn't. You chose to protect. Why? Titan turned its head. A small screen opened on its arm. It showed something unexpected. A memory. Inside a lab, a younger version of Titan sat chained. Alien scientists stood around it. They poked. They shocked. They screamed commands in loud voices. Titan flinched. He was afraid. Then the image changed. Jake appeared. Standing in front of him in the desert. Smiling. Unafraid. Talking like a friend. The screen closed. Titan's chest plate glowed. Jake understood. They made you feel pain. We made you feel human. In space, the alien generals were angry. Unit 8 has failed, one of them growled. This is a disgrace. Another general raised a finger. No. This is something worse. Contamination. The humans have infected our creation with emotion. They stared at the screen showing Titan's last battle. One of them zoomed in on Jake riding on Titan's back. He bonded with it, the general said. He tamed it. The room fell silent. Then a new voice spoke from the shadows. A high-ranking commander named Vral. We will bring the humans to Union Prime, he said. We will pretend to negotiate. And when they arrive, we will destroy them and their pet. The others nodded. A trap had been set. Back on Earth, the team made a choice. Jake, Eva, Marcus, and Titan would travel through the route shown on the map. Their goal, reach Union Prime, learn the truth about the weapon program, and stop more monsters from being created. The president approved the mission. The world held its breath. Humanity's strongest warship, the Liberty Star, was prepared for launch. Titan stood at the center of it. No longer a prisoner. Now, a crew member. In space, day 5 of the journey. Eva walked down the corridor toward Titan's chamber. She entered carefully. Titan sat in silence, plugged into the ship's systems. His eyes blinked as he scanned star maps and alien languages. You okay? Eva asked. Titan looked at her. His chest opened again. This time, a recording played. A small alien child's voice. Are you my friend? It asked in a soft tone. Eva gasped. It was from years ago. A test. A simulation. The voice belonged to a child the aliens had shown Titan during his creation. Eva's eyes filled with tears. They tricked you, she whispered. They showed you kindness, then trained you to destroy it. Titan didn't move. Eva stepped closer. But you held on to that feeling, didn't you? You remembered. She smiled gently. You were never just a machine. Later, in the control room, Marcus checked the ship's radar. Guys. We've got company. Jake stood behind him. What is it? Union ships. 3 of them. Waiting near the final jump gate. Exactly where Titan's map told us to go. Eva's face went pale. It's a trap. Jake nodded. Of course it is. He looked at Titan, who had just entered the room. Well? Jake asked. You still with us? Titan raised his claw and pointed at the jump gate. He was still with them. Jake turned to the crew. Then we go through. As the jump gate lit up, Earth's strongest ship, with a human team and 1 alien monster, flew into enemy space. Not with fear. But with purpose. The alien generals watched the ship appear on their radar. "They're coming," one said. "They think this is a mission of peace," another chuckled. Vral stood tall. "Let them come. Let them see what we really are." He turned to a large, black door behind him. Inside was something, worse than Titan. Something that never disobeyed. Something built to destroy everything it sees. The Liberty Star dropped out of hyperspace. Stars stretched, twisted, then snapped back into view. Ahead of them was Union Prime, the Galactic Union's homeworld, a glowing planet wrapped in energy rings, defense grids, and orbiting ships. Jake stood on the bridge, jaw tight. Eva scanned the sensors. "They're not attacking, yet." Marcus smirked. "Guess the welcome party's waiting." Titan stood in the center of the command deck. His eyes glowed softly. Calm. Focused. The ship's speakers came alive with a voice. "This is Commander Vral. We welcome you to Union Prime. Lower your shields and prepare for docking. No weapons. No tricks." Jake narrowed his eyes. "Yeah, right." Eva whispered, "They're planning something. I can feel it." Titan's claws tapped the floor. He knew it too. The ship docked with the Union's main station. A long metal corridor extended and locked into place. Jake, Eva, Marcus, and Titan stepped out first, followed by a small security team. Waiting for them was Commander Vral. Tall. Pale. Cold eyes. A face that never smiled. "Welcome, humans," he said. "And, welcome to you, Titan." Titan didn't respond. Jake stepped forward. "We're not here for games. You made a weapon. It chose peace. We want that program shut down." Vral raised one brow. "Peace? No, Sergeant. What you call peace is a malfunction. A broken product." Eva snapped, "He's not a product." Vral just turned and walked. "This way." They were led into a grand meeting hall, polished black floors, floating lights, massive screens on every wall. One screen showed Titan's original test footage when he tore apart fake cities, metal tanks, and alien dummies. Another screen showed Titan, playing catch with Marcus on Earth. The aliens in the room laughed mockingly. Vral turned to the council. "You see? Their pet has become a clown." Jake clenched his fists. Eva stepped forward. "Why did you build him?" An old alien spoke. "Because Earth is different. You fight harder. Die slower. Love stronger. We needed something terrible to break you." Jake answered, voice steady, "And instead, you built something better than you." Suddenly, alarms blared. Titan's eyes flashed. He stepped in front of Jake and Eva like a wall. Vral turned slowly. "You didn't really think this was a peace talk, did you?" The floor shook. From below the chamber, something massive began to rise. A door opened and another monster stepped out. It was darker than Titan. Bigger. Heavier. 4 arms. No face, just a smooth black skull. No emotion. Only destruction. Unit X. Vral said proudly. Built to be immune to emotion. Immune to disobedience. A perfect killer. Jake raised his weapon. "Titan," he said, "you're up." Titan growled and charged. The hall became a war zone. Titan and Unit X smashed into each other with earth-shaking force. Claws clashed. Metal tore. Sparks flew. Unit X slammed Titan through a wall. Titan countered with a powerful uppercut, knocking the beast back. Alien guards fired at the humans. Jake ducked behind a column and returned fire. "Marcus! Get us an exit!" Marcus shouted over comms, "On it! Bringing the Liberty Star to dockside now." Eva tried to reach Titan, shouting commands through her comm link. But Unit X wasn't slowing down. It moved like a shadow, fast, brutal, cold. Titan roared, but he was weakening. Jake saw it. He made a decision. He ran straight toward the fight. Jake, no. Eva screamed. Titan was on his back. Unit X raised its claws for the final strike. Then Jake jumped in between them. He stared up at the monster, chest rising and falling. Go ahead, he said. Strike me. Let Titan watch. Unit X hesitated. Just for a second. That's all Titan needed. He surged upward, grabbed Unit X's arm and ripped it clean off. With one final scream, Titan lifted the monster over his head and smashed it down. The floor cracked. Unit X didn't move again. The chamber fell silent. Aliens stared in horror. Jake stood next to Titan, breathing hard. Blood ran down his forehead. Titan leaned down and placed a claw gently on Jake's shoulder. Eva ran to them. Jake. Are you okay? I'm fine, he said. But this ends now. He turned to the council. You wanted a monster to scare us. But we made him a hero. Vral stepped back. You'll never leave the station alive. A voice echoed through the hall. Wanna bet? Marcus's ship blasted through the window, guns blazing. The team jumped aboard the Liberty Star. Titan leapt in last, covering their escape with a massive energy shield. As they flew away, Union Prime grew smaller behind them. But the message had been sent. Titan wasn't a weapon anymore. He was a symbol. Back on Earth, days later. The world watched the footage. Titan saving Jake. Titan fighting Unit X. Titan choosing us. He became a legend. Children dressed like him. Cities built statues. Peace talks began across alien borders. And for the first time in history, the galaxy feared not Earth's armies but Earth's heart. The Liberty Star returned to Earth orbit in silence. No fanfare. No music. Just quiet. Titan stood in the main hangar, arms scratched, chest dented, but head held high. His red eyes flickered gently, like slow breathing. Jake Mitchell sat nearby, arms wrapped in bandages, staring at him with tired eyes. You did good, buddy, Jake said softly. Titan looked at him and let out a soft hum almost like a whisper. The news spread fast. Titan had saved Earth. Alien networks, once mocking the humans, were now silent or praising. Across the galaxy, people began asking questions. If a monster can choose peace, why can't we? On Earth, the world celebrated. But Titan didn't join the party. He stayed inside the ship, watching the stars. Dr. Eva Lawson stood beside him. You okay? She asked. Titan didn't respond. Eva sighed. You were made to destroy. But you chose to protect. That choice, it changed everything. She turned to walk away. Then Titan raised his arm. A screen lit up with one word, home. Eva paused. Yes, she said. You're home now. A week later, a massive ceremony was held in Washington, D.C. World leaders. Military commanders. Scientists. Children. Titan stood silently in the center of a bright white plaza, surrounded by thousands of people. Red, white, and blue flags waved gently in the breeze. Jake stepped onto the stage, holding a medal. He spoke into the mic. Today, we honor a warrior who was never supposed to be one of us. He turned to Titan. They built you to scare us. You stood beside us. They ordered you to kill. You chose to save. They called you a monster. But you became family. He placed the medal on Titan's chest. The crowd cheered. Titan didn't move. But a single tear rolled down Jake's cheek. Later, in a private moment, Jake and Titan sat quietly at the edge of a cliff, looking at the stars. Jake had his boots off, his rifle resting nearby. "You know, people think you're a hero now," he said. "But to me, you've always been more than that." He looked at the sky. "I lost my brother in the first alien war. And for a long time, I thought I'd never find something worth fighting for again. Then you showed up." Titan tapped the ground gently with his claw. The sound was like a heartbeat. Jake smiled. But peace was not perfect. The Galactic Union did not collapse overnight. Commander Vral escaped capture. Rumors said he was building something even worse in the far edges of the galaxy. Titan knew this. And he was preparing. He spent days inside Earth's lab studying, upgrading, learning. He didn't want to fight again. But if the war ever came back, he would be ready. 6 months later, Titan stood at the launch bay, now painted with Earth's flag. A new ship had been built just for him. Sleek. Fast. Strong. Not a weapon. A guardian. Jake stood with Eva and Marcus, watching him. "You sure about this?" Eva asked. Jake nodded. "Yeah. He's not leaving Earth behind. He's protecting it." Titan turned one last time. He raised his arm. On his screen, "Thank you." Jake saluted. Eva waved. Marcus shouted, "Bring back souvenirs." And then, the ship lifted off. The world watched as Titan disappeared into the stars. Not as a tool. Not as a monster. But as Earth's first alien hero. Epilogue, years later. In schools across Earth and allied planets, children learned about the war. About Titan. About choice. Statues stood in every major city of a giant metal figure, hand open, standing beside a human soldier. And under every statue, one sentence was written. "They built a monster. We gave it a soul." The end.